I just watched this movie pretty recently called Butt Boy, and it was pretty cool. It's about this guy who's, slowly becoming bored of his mundane life. He has a wife and he's an IT engineer, if I remember that correctly. And then he goes to the doctor's one day and decides to do like a routine prostate exam. And ever since the prostate exam, he's kind of slowly beginning to realize that he maybe have a kink of putting things up his butt. So, fucking, I'm not one to judge anybody, whatever you gets you going, There's nothing wrong with that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, this guy just like kind of, just likes to stick things up his butt ever since that prostate exam. But then this suddenly grows from a harmless kink to a more problematic addiction, if you will. This man just starts sticking a whole bunch of things up his butt, like the TV remote or whatever he can stick up there, he'll stick up there. But then things around the house end up going missing after he sticks them up the butt. They go in, but they don't come out. So they're missing a bunch of shit in the house, and the wife is like, "Why are we missing the TV remote?" And it's because the fucking husband stuck it up his butt. This guy's named Chip, by the way. I forgot to bring that up. His name's Chip, which is a cool name for this character, at least. But years pass by, and it turns out that there's a missing child in this town that Chip resides in. And then there's this detective who is named Detective Fox, who is played by Tyler Rice, who does an excellent job in the film, by the way. I think he probably gives off the strongest performance in this film as Detective Fox, and he nails it. He nails it on the head. He takes the role pretty seriously for as silly as this concept is, and it somehow works, and he just does a really solid job. But anyways, Detective Fox decides to take on this case of this missing child. And then he runs into Chip, and then that's when he just starts to learn that maybe this guy is possibly responsible for this missing child and these potentially missing people in this town. And yeah, he starts going down this crazy rabbit hole that nobody will believe him because, it's crazy. There's this guy's getting away with sticking shit up his butt, and they go missing and they never come back, and it's like, wow, what do you do? So that's what this movie's about, Butt Boy. It's pretty cool. I watched it just randomly on, I think it was Tubi, or one of those free streaming services. The film is written and directed by Tyler Cornack, who is also the star of the film, what the fuck is his name? Chip Gutschall, which is a fantastic name. Props to you, Tyler, for coming up with such a fucking great name. Chip Gutschall, that's fucking awesome. But yeah, he plays the main character in this film. He also wrote and directed this film. So yeah, this is an independent project, and it's pretty well made and well shot for being, such a low budget film with such a silly and out there concept. Like, wow. I actually did some research on these guys, and it turns out that Tyler Cornack, I hope I'm saying that last name, by the way, I don't know, I'm really bad at pronouncing stuff, but this guy originally had a YouTube channel where he posted like minute-long short films called Tiny Cinemas. Tiny Cinema? Yeah, it was a YouTube channel called Tiny Cinema, and he would upload these little short films there, and Butt Boy was actually one of the very first ones that he uploaded to that channel. And it was just, it was essentially everything that I just told you, but kind of condensed it to 1 minute, minus all of like the detective, story and stuff that was all added on later for the feature film. But this movie is based off of a minute-long short film released by Tiny Cinema on YouTube about the guy who gets a routine prostate exam and ends up finding out that he likes sticking things up his butt, and then they go missing when they go up his butt. And then he realizes that he holds a lot of power, and then he takes advantage of that power, and then he ends up, becoming a bad guy by sticking things up his butt. What's going on, guys? Jacob here. Sorry to interrupt, but I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about today's sponsor, which is Movie Palette. If you guys didn't know already, Movie Palette are like these cool canvas paintings that are made by a team of really cool, talented people. What they do is they take the most common color of every scene in a movie, and then they put it in chronological order from left to right. You can get yourself one of these things on moviepalette.com. They have a lot of movies on there. You can just search up any kind, and then the chances are it's there. They have a really, really big library, including independent films and like major blockbuster movies. They got it all. It's pretty sick. And you know what's even better? You can get 15% off your order if you use the code Jacob15 at checkout. That's right. So check out moviepalette.com if you guys are interested. These things are pretty cool, and they're a great gift for, yourself, or if not yourself, a loved one. Use code Jacob15 for 15% off your order, and then, yeah, bada bing, bada boom, you got a Movie Palette. Alright, yeah, that's all I gotta say. Alright, cool. Back to you, Jacob. But yeah, it's a pretty silly, funny movie, despite how silly the premise and the concept of this film are. And despite the fact that it was based off of a minute-long short film that was uploaded to YouTube, it's actually, again, pretty well made and pretty well shot. It's funny because on a filmmaking standpoint, like technically speaking, all the technological aspects, they're all pretty well done. And they treat this movie a lot more seriously than they probably should, considering the wacky zany concept. But pretty funny seeing how out there the story is, but then just how like kind of grounded the movie itself is. Like, the movie's funny, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely a lot better shot than you would think for a silly concept like this. And yeah, they actually do a really good job with you know, like the cinematography, and the acting's really solid. And it's just really neat to see like that these people are really trying to sell these performances, you know, despite it being such a silly movie in concept. It definitely has some moments where it definitely, you know, feels like a low budget film, and that's because it is. But you know, once you realize that, you're able to kind of like look past all that stuff and just kind of admire it for what it is, which is a really solid, really well made, really just kind of out there, you know, little independent film with a crazy concept that I just couldn't help but to make a video on, because I mean, like, did you hear what I told you? Did you listen to this fucking story? But yeah, I just thought I'd talk about this movie because it exists, it's out there, and I just wanted to throw that out there in the world. And yeah, hopefully more people can find out about this movie and watch it, because I do generally think it's worth a watch. In fact, if I had to rate Butt Boy, I would probably give it a solid 7 out of 10. You know, if this sounds cool and funny and interesting to you, and you got a couple buddies over, you want to fucking grab a cold one and laugh at a film, this is a pretty solid pick. It's pretty cool. I do have one minor nitpick that I can't really, you know, go into specific detail about because it is a spoiler and it is at the end of the film, but I do wish the film could have ended a bit more with a bang, so to speak. I think it, you know, it was a nice ending, but I think they could have gone a little bit farther. They could have maybe gone a little bit crazier, and it all kind of feels like the movie's leading up to this crazy sequence at the end. And yeah, it is pretty cool and it's pretty funny, you know, what ends up happening. But I do wish that it kind of ended differently, and I would say what I wanted, how I wanted it to end, but I don't want to give away what happens at the end. I want you to go out and watch this movie and support these guys, because this is a well done film. And you guys should check it out. You should also check out Tiny Cinema on YouTube. They make some pretty cool minute-long shorts, much like Butt Boy. However, they haven't uploaded anything in about 4 years, so I don't know if they're still active. I do know that this film was released about 4 years ago in 2019, right before the pandemic, so maybe that's why they stopped making videos on YouTube and they focused more on like making actual movies, which would be fucking awesome. But yeah, that's about all I have to say for Butt Boy. I just want to make like a, you know, a quick, like a little video on it, because it was a funny movie, and I was just like, you know, why not? I'll just talk about this for like 10 minutes, why not? Shit. But yeah, that's about it for this video. That's all I got for you. Butt Boy, check it out. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please stay tuned for more videos coming soon in the very near future, and I will happen to see you guys later. Bye. Watch out for Butt Boy. I don't know. Fuck shit. That shit's so funny.